What's up, beautiful people? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome to tonight's live. Make sure you tag your people, tag your friends. Yes, yes, yes. But as you all are coming in, first I want to say happy week 4, day 3. Can you believe it's crazy to me, right? That it's already week 4. But they say time flies when you're having fun. But I'm going to allow a few moments for you all to get in here. Make sure you tag your people, tag your friends. And I have a special guest for us tonight. Yes. But I'm super excited for tonight's conversation. But just like last time, I know Monday I went live. I want you all to go ahead and put those positive affirmations in. I'm going to allow 2 more minutes for everybody to get in here. But while we wait, I want you to go ahead and put those positive affirmations. We want to start this live off with positivity. And sometimes you just never know how much you need to tell yourself something good, something good. Maybe you had a rough day. Maybe things didn't go your way today. And you just need to remind yourself who you are. So go ahead and drop the positive affirmations or quotes, whatever you like, in the chat. And also, while you wait, shameless plug. You already know tomorrow is Thursday. Yes. Cardio hit. Yes, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have cardio hit, and I want you guys to all be there. So tag your people, tag your friends. The only thing if you don't have this equipment, that's fine. You can pull up without anything. But if you really want to get the full bang for your buck, make sure you have those smaller resistant bands. You can use the thicker ones too, but we usually just, use the smaller ones, the rubber ones. Also, some dumbbells, light dumbbells, and weight. In a mat. So resistant band, light dumbbells, and a mat. And baby, we have a blast in cardio hit. So yeah, let's see if I see any affirmations coming through. I like that. Chris says, YOLO, if not now, when? I hear that. Yes, keep the affirmations coming. Hazel says, I am so worthy. I love that. Confident looks good on you. Wells B Wells B said, get your big back up. Hey, whatever you need to say, baby, whatever. Look, if that's what's gonna keep you going, hey, I'm right there with you, boo boo. I love it. I love it. Eddie says, I am my why. I love that. Notice says, I am worthy. I love it. But yes, so it is 8:03. So we are going to get on and popping. Again, I am Coach Alicia, and I am super excited to be here with you twice on a nightly live this week. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce our special guest. Well, actually, I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hey,
Hi, Dr.
Sam.
Carolyn. How you doing?
I'm good, Coach Alicia. I'm so happy to be here on with you.
Listen, we're happy
Yeah.
to have you. So again, you all know who this beautiful lady is. She is one of our mental fitness coaches. And if you didn't know, she is one of our mental fitness coaches. So if you could just tell a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in E2M, and drop those dates when you go live in the group so they can get their mental fitness health on.
Okay. Well, I've been in E2M now for 15 rounds.
Ooh.
Yes, 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 yes. So I've been here for a minute. I've been here over 2 years. And I came in just like everybody else. I was just trying to come for a transformation. I wanted to lose some weight, not lose some weight. I wanted to lose weight. And when I never forget the first day when I actually logged in, you know what I mean? Like I got that pass to log in, and I was like, "What? This is lit!"
I love that. I love that. Fire
Yeah,
emojis, everyone.
yeah. So I just didn't realize how comprehensive it was and
Mhm.
how much it had to offer. So the little backstory is that for 1 year I had gone plant based. I was taking chef courses, all that, and I knew I needed to get the exercise part, but I was trying to really do the nutrition.
Mhm.
And so I had done a lot of research, and I knew that it took quite a bit to put it all together. And my plan was to sit down because it was I started in January of 2022. So it was December when I started to sit down and I was trying to figure out, I know I needed to sit down and do a plan. But when I got into E2M, the plan was already done.
Listen, I already set for you,
That
laid
it
out.
was all I had to
Planner
do was
laid out.
execute it. All I had to do was walk in it. And I was so grateful. It was just, it has truly been more than I could have asked, thought, or imagined. It truly has been. It's been so transformative to me. So I've been a mental fitness coach now since October. And I used to be a part of the mental fitness before then. I used to go to the mental fitness lives and watch Dr. Reese, and she
Oh,
was
yes.
very inspirational to me. And
Yes.
and I would get my mental fitness on. And so when the opportunity came open, I
Mhm.
actually, what people don't know is I was not going to apply. I had to be encouraged, because
Sometimes we need that extra push. Like, go ahead and put me on my back. Like, sometimes we need the extra push. Well, I'm glad whoever pushed you and encouraged you, I'm glad they did because you
it was
are a blessing
Karen
to everyone.
McMurray. Well, it was actually
Okay.
several people that had approached me, and I just said no, I wasn't going to do it because I still knew that I was on my own journey. And so
Okay.
I just wasn't. And then finally, my last conversation was with Karen McMurray,
Okay.
who is also my accountability partner. And
Love it.
yeah. And so that's what got me in. But it's interesting that once I was in, everybody was saying, welcome, like I had just shown up to you too.
Like, look, I've been here for about 15, 14
I've
rounds.
been
What you
here
talking
for
about?
a minute. I'm going on 2 years, but I was just like, thank you. And posting, you know what I mean? Like I
That's all right.
posted from day one. Yeah.
They just wanted to welcome you again. That's all it was. We just like to share, shower extra love. That's all it was.
Yes. All the love, all the love. So yeah.
Well,
So,
one last thing before we get into tonight's questions. When do you go live in the group? And so when people know like how they can catch you lives, catch
okay.
your lives.
So I am live on Mondays at 7:30 a.m. So I help the four of us. There's four of us. So
Mm-hmm,
I help.
mm-hmm.
Actually, I do secretly say there are five because we got some body and mind stuff going on Friday mornings.
Stop making me
There's
blush.
five of us. And I start at 7:30 on Mondays. And of course, if you're not able to do it live, you're always able to watch the replay.
Yes, I love that. All right,
Mhm.
beautiful people. So we're gonna get into the first question for tonight. My first question is: what are some personal barriers that prevent people from achieving their weight loss goal?
Yeah. So, I've been able to really experience this, but I also have observed, what some of the challenges that people have really been experiencing. But I'm going to boil it down to adjustment to change,
Mm,
adjustment to change.
mm-hmm,
And adjustment to change also means that when we get into E2M, it challenges our expectations. So a lot of
mm,
times we have these expectations that all I have to do, just like I said, is follow the plan, execute the plan. I actually did that pretty well, but I didn't know that I had a sugar craving and probably a sugar addiction. I probably knew it intuitively, but I did not really know it until I got in and started working the plan. And so, I think that sometimes we just look at what other people are doing. We
mm-hmm.
compare and say, well, this person weighed about what weighed and looked like what I look like. And it took them 10 rounds. And then we have this expectation that, it'll take me 3 rounds, 2 rounds, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And I just think that one of the biggest challenges is to let go of your expectation and to
Mm,
just, that's what trusting the process is to
mm-hmm,
let go of your expectation of what the results are going to look like and just do the process. And in the process, recognize that there are lots of ups and downs. It is
mm-hmm,
not linear.
mm-hmm.
So even the best of people experience life stressors and challenges and things that pop up in life,
Yeah.
and it can throw you off. And so I think it's just really important that recognizing that it can be a slow process.
Mm-hmm.
The change, you might lose weight quickly, but the transformation that's happening on the inside and happening in your mind does not happen quickly. And it doesn't need to. That's how our bodies are designed. So, something I was going to say, Alicia, and I was thinking about is how our brain is really set up for sameness. We talk about it a lot in all of the mental fitness lives. We talk a lot about automation and turning things into habits so that things can just kind of go without a whole lot of effort and thought,
Mhm.
just like brushing your teeth or
Yeah.
taking a shower and all that kind of stuff. Um, but our brain likes routine, our brain likes sameness, and our brain likes the easy path, the easy road. And so when we get into any kind of lifestyle change, it's going to challenge our brain. It's going to challenge the notion that, I want to, I feel good about what I'm getting ready to do. Let me use
Mhm.
myself as an example. To this morning happened to be, it's not every morning for me anymore. It used to be a lot of mornings, but it's not anymore because I'm changing.
Okay.
But
Understand.
one of the things this morning, I struggled a little bit because I just didn't feel like it. I could feel in myself like,
Mhm.
it's one of those mornings where I really don't feel like working out.
Mhm.
Well, guess what? If we normalize that and expect to have mornings, noon, and night where you don't feel like eating certain things, you don't feel like exercising all the
Yep.
time.
Yep.
Um, and that is part of the normal process of how our brains operate. But what
Yeah.
I told myself is, and I remembered, I said, well, that's what your brain is going to tell you to do, that it doesn't want to. It likes the
Yeah.
easy path. It wants to lay down here and just go to sleep and wake up late. It likes that. It's easy. But your body wants something different. That's what
Oh
I
yeah.
told myself. I was like, you know what? Your brain is saying one thing, but your body wants something
Like
else.
go
And I
ahead. Go ahead
put
and get up. Get
Yeah,
up.
go ahead and get up. But my whole point is to expect that. Don't expect to like it every day.
Yeah.
That's part of the process, is that we learn to do it even if we don't want to do something. We learn
Yeah.
to do it anyway, and we start to learn that the more we do it, the more automated it becomes, then the less resistance we have along the way.
I love that. One thing
Yeah.
about me, and I've been with Eat Swim for a little over 5 years now,
Hmm.
and I've always done Friday circuit lives, but I was always a morning person, but not that early. And
Hmm.
even still to this day, sometimes I'm like, man, I really just don't feel like doing it. Even as your coach, I'm like, I just don't feel like doing this. I'm tired.
Hmm.
But one thing that keeps me going is I will tell myself, but you're gonna feel good after that workout. You might be
Absolutely.
sleeping now, but after that workout, after that first round, you're gonna feel good. And I promise you that keeps me going. I don't
Yeah.
always feel like that, but when I wake up, I'm like, oh my goodness, like I just didn't sleep well. And
Hmm.
I'm like, girl, but you already know after that first round, you're gonna be good. And it's like I snap out of it immediately. So to your point, I use that as my girl, go ahead and get up. Well, I ain't got no choice, but it's
Yeah.
like go ahead and get it done because you're gonna feel better afterwards and you're gonna pick up
Hmm.
that energy. So I love
Hmm.
that. Okay, so my second question is, what advice do you have for dealing with setbacks or slower progress when losing a large amount of weight?
I think that people have to learn how to pace themselves when we start talking about the long haul. So and actually, I guess I could kind of put this in for anybody, that this is a lifestyle change
Mhm.
for a lifetime. If you really want to sustain it, then we have to change our mindset about how long this is going to take. It's a
Yeah,
lifestyle that's
baby
going
every
to
day.
last a lifetime, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So because of that, if you know you have a long way to go with respect to losing weight, then my suggestion is always going to be to pace yourself. So I
Yeah.
tell people that, we have the steady track and we have a fast track, and every now and then it's okay if you have to do the steady track. It's not a plan B. Like
Right, right, right.
it really, if you have a long way to go, it really might need to
Yeah.
be a plan A. And
Yeah.
then there are times if you need to really kickstart something and get your weight loss moving because you do have a long way to go, then you might need to be on the fast track, but alternate that. And
Hmm.
also, you probably need to just learn how to just well, you say this all the time, like set your small goals, and then that makes it exciting.
Yeah.
Set some goals or habit stack, like put some exciting things that you do well with things that are challenging for you.
Yeah.
Most recently I decided, and this is not habit stacking, but this is kind of like my reward thing. I decided, well, I'm starting to train for the 10K.
Okay.
With Yes, I am. And I
Girl,
used to
girl.
actually train. I used to run. And
Mhm.
so I decided I was going to train for a 10K. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to go to different Caribbean islands and run them. That'll make me want to train.
I
You
mean,
know,
you don't need a travel buddy. Just let me know, you know.
I need one. Okay.
Look, I bring my tripod with me. We do the workouts and wherever we
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. Make it fun. Make
Yes,
it
make it
something that,
fun.
you would enjoy doing. So that, I just kind of partnered those two goals. So that helps you
Mhm.
to reach your goals, stay on it, stay excited, make it fun, and amp up, amp up your intensity in your workout as well.
I love that. Y'all hear that? Make
Mhm.
it fun. That's like whenever I do my lives now, I just started doing it this round. I said I have two rules. First rule is to have fun. The
Yeah.
second rule is to try your best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I love that.
Hmm.
All right. Question number 3. How can someone maintain their mental fitness and stay motivated while recovering from an injury? This is good.
Yeah. We have a lot of people who have been injured, and I have also at one point. And I think that one of the things that you have to recognize is that your goal at that point is recovery.
Yeah.
So your health will have to come way up at the top of your goals and your to-do list. So that is your work. First of all, is
Mhm.
recovery. And then the second thing is to recognize that there's lots of other things that you can do to stay plugged in. I think about athletes, when they are injured, they still suit up. They
Yeah.
suit up, they still come to the game, they're
Mhm.
still a part of the team, they come to practice, they don't not come.
Yeah.
And what happens for us, a lot of times when we get injured, we stop showing up. We stop coming to
Mhm.
the lives. We stop coming to the mental fitness. Um, we stop engaging maybe in the nutritional part of it. But
Yeah.
the thing that I think everybody needs to know is that you're still on the team, and
Mhm.
there's still an expectation for you to do your very best.
Yeah, that's
And
all we
so,
do.
yeah, there's a lot that you can do. And I've seen some people still really doing what they can, if they have to scale down to chair exercises, or
Yeah.
maybe you have a condition that really has zapped your energy and you're not able to really exercise because maybe you have some diagnosis.
Mhm.
And while you're healing, then, nutrition may be way, up on your
Yeah.
list. But there's something for you to do. And I think the key thing is to not quit. Don't give up.
Mhm.
Keep going. Know that you're still part of the team and you're still part of the game.
Yes, because you don't get results by quitting. You can slow down a little bit, but if you stop, you will never
Yeah.
reach it. So that's good. And to your
Hmm.
point, for those of you who probably aren't aware, we do have seated circuits. Of course, we also have the modified versions of the workouts that we provide for the demos that are released the day before the circuit. So definitely tap into those and check the guides tab for the seated workouts if you were not aware.
Hmm.
All right, question number 4. So some of our OGs, sometimes when they meet maintenance, they find that it's harder to stay, kind of committed to E2M than it was before. So why do
Hmm.
you think that is?
Because they have choice. you know, they've got choice. So, it's kind of like when you graduate from high school, you're like, I'm leaving the house and now I'm
Mhm.
going off to college and I
We
get to stay
outside.
up as late as I want to stay up. You know what I mean? And I
Look,
get
I
to
didn't feel
do
that
what
way. I
I
was like,
want
what,
to
what
do.
we moving to? And I
Yeah,
couldn't put my mind on it.
all
But
of
I
that.
feel you. I feel you.
Yes. And I think that again, it goes back to this whole idea of that this is a lifestyle for a lifetime. And
Yes.
that there are certain things that we need to keep. And yes, even though there's flexibility about adding a few things into the diet that you may not have if you're trying to lose weight, and maybe you can adjust some how you work out, or
Mm-hmm.
depending on what your goals are, there are still some fundamentals that you have to stick to. So the fundamental of knowing that your hydration, your
Yes.
sleep, your nutrition, and your movement has to remain. That's vital. So what I
Mm-hmm.
do tell, so really what it is for all of the maintenance people is like, you're on the plan, and like the Eddie Richardsons, I know he's in here tonight, like the
Oh
Eddie
yeah.
Richardsons, like he's on the plan and he doesn't need anybody to tell him to be on the plan. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And so
Shout out to
that's
Eddie.
what I think happens a lot, is that when we reach a goal, is that we think we don't have to do all the things that we used to have to do to stay on it. We do. We just don't have someone telling us we do. We have to be able
Yeah.
to self manage. So being able to not only self regulate, but manage yourself, and to recognize, there may be times where you need to go back on plan for a few weeks so that you can maintain your gains. You tell yourself that. So that's the whole issue, is about learning how to self-regulate, just like the college student. At the end, of the day, they want to graduate, and then all of a sudden, they're studying, they're sleeping. You know what I mean? They stop
Mhm.
partying all night long, and they're doing everything that they need to do
Yeah.
because they recognize that those things have never changed. You
Yeah.
know, yeah. So.
That's a great analogy. I love that. And even
Mhm.
for, us as coaches, I know whenever I go out of town, I keep it cute. I might get a little
Mhm.
free a little bit, but I'm ordering my little salads. My Wherever I go, they're gonna have salmon, they're gonna have chicken, they're gonna have veggies, and
Mhm.
it's my friends like, you eating this all the time? I'm like, well, first of all, I know my body. And if I
Yeah.
try to act crazy just because I'm in a different state, my body can be like, baby, what's this? And I don't have time to
Mhm.
be having a stomach ache on a trip. So even, when you are on maintenance too, you learn your body. You know what you can and
Yeah.
cannot have. And to your point, you also it's important to have self-awareness to be like, oh, wait a minute, I'm doing too much. Because sometimes it can be like, oh, I'm just having fun, I'm just eating, I'm good.
Mhm.
But then next thing you know, you look down and be like, oh, wait a minute, I done put on some more weight. If that's not your goal to, then you just have to reel it back into your point. But if you all are on maintenance, definitely make sure you're still eating your meals, making sure you're still getting your workouts in, and make sure you're still drinking your water, making sure you're getting that sleep, managing your stress. Because, like you said earlier, it is a lifestyle for a lifetime. Like,
Right.
it doesn't stop. You're able to manage things a little better, and you're maybe able to be a little flexible with things too, depending on who you are and your self control.
Mhm.
But you're gonna always have to, do the right thing in order to stay in shape. All right, so I have two questions for you, and then I'm gonna let y'all good people go to bed.
Okay.
But we know that May is Mental Awareness
Mhm.
Month, so definitely, guys, make sure you tap into that if you know that's. Well, not even if you know that's something you need to look more into. I feel like everybody needs mental health. But May is
Mhm.
Mental Health Awareness Month, and we are proud to say here on E2M, we definitely make sure that we are targeting the body and the mind. Like you said on Fridays, I'm like, I want to feed the body,
Yeah.
but I also want to feed the mind. Um, and we know that the mind plays an incredible
Mhm.
role in being successful for your weight loss journey. So my question is, what are the benefits of exercise and nutrition on the mind?
There are lots of benefits, and I will put a shameless plug in with respect to the blog. I just wrote one for E2M. So it's on the website. There's a blog that has all of that information if you want more. But the real issue is that, exercise definitely helps us to relieve stress. It helps us to regulate our emotions. Nutrition helps to regulate our emotions because there is a mind but gut connection. So, with respect to our microbiome and all, and our serotonin that's in our gut and things like that, nutrition plays a huge role. So, in a nutshell, I'm going to say this: that if you feel stressed, exercise. If you feel like, that you just don't want to do the thing, you know what I mean? Like your emotions are getting really extreme or something, exercise. Try exercising. And not just, it doesn't even have to just be kind of cardio or resistance training. Do some of the yoga. The yoga helps to relieve and release a lot of the stress that gets pent up in our bodies. But exercise and nutrition has been demonstrated in the science to play a vital role in helping people to manage and regulate their emotions. So if you struggle with emotional regulation, even with respect to the plan or to the program itself, the thing that you're resisting is a thing that's going to help you feel better, which is exercise and nutrition and hydration and rest.
Oh yes, make sure y'all get y'all sleep in
Yes.
there. And the last question, and thank you guys still if you are still on. I know
Mhm.
we went a little longer, but I think it's some
Really?
great information that we no, that's all right. We need to know this information. So if we need to go a little long, we go a little long. If you gotta go to bed, then we'll see you next time.
Okay.
But the last question is, you mentioned the idea of intuitive wisdom in one of your recent sessions. Can
Mhm.
you elaborate on what intuitive wisdom is and how it can help in the weight loss journey?
Yeah, I'm going to say this really quickly, just for the sake of time, too, because you can always come to my live and hear
At
more, or listen
7:30 on
at 7:30 and listen
Wednesdays.
to a couple of replays, and it's in there too. But in a nutshell, intuitive wisdom is learning to recognize and be aware of your body, your emotional, and your even your spiritual signals. So our body is always speaking to us. And you said something earlier. You said, I know how my body feels. And your body is telling you what to eat and what not to eat. So we talk a little bit as an example about the signals that your body gives around hunger. I'm going to use that as an example. So
Mm-hmm.
if you just feel anxious and you just want to eat, sometimes we think, or we start to feel hungry, sometimes we think that the hunger we feel in that moment is true hunger, but it's not. That hunger is emotional hunger versus physical hunger. So intuitive wisdom is when you can recognize a difference between your physical hunger and your emotional hunger. When you're able to recognize what your emotions are really trying to tell you, so sometimes we feel like we just want to binge watch Netflix. And really, intuitive wisdom would be that you recognize that I feel like binge watching Netflix because right now I'm lonely or I'm bored. And so then if I start to recognize that that's what that need and that urge is really telling me, if I recognize that, then I can make another choice. So a lot of times when we navigate through life, a lot of things are unconscious to us and we're just not aware. So when things are unconscious, then we act automatically. And if we're acting automatically, we will repeat certain behaviors, be they good or negative behaviors, we'll repeat them over and over and over again. When we're trying to stop something, we have to become aware and we have to take what is unconscious to us and make it conscious. And intuitive wisdom is when we start taking some of these unconscious behaviors, unconscious um, reactions to emotions, and even becoming aware of when our body is telling us you need to rest, you need to slow down, or this is real hunger, or this is not, or this is really dehydration, or you feel this way because you just had dairy, or those kinds of things, that we become connected with ourselves. And
Yeah.
the key thing that I'm really trying to teach people this whole year, that's my goal, is
Mm-hmm.
to be able to be connected with yourself, be able to recognize when you are speaking and honor that. If we can begin to understand when we're speaking, when our core self is saying something like, put that down and listen,
Yeah.
because I promise you, you're saying it. You just didn't either hear it or you're not listening, you
Mm.
know? And I want us to be able to honor that. And when we do, we'll start to course correct automatically.
I love that. Listen, that was a
Mhm.
beautiful ending. And guys, I hope that you've taken notes. If you need more, tune in every Monday at 7:30 a.m. And I just want to say thank you so much for allowing myself and the rest of the team to share your presence tonight. You
Thank
definitely put
you.
a lot of nuggets out there, and I've learned a lot. And it kind of made me kind of reel back in and just being more in tune with myself. And I'm going to be working on my intuitive wisdom. But you
Good.
all, that is the end of this live. I just want to say thank you again so much for rocking with E2M and allowing me to be on here at night twice Monday. If you didn't catch Monday, go ahead and watch the replay. That was a good one too. And then we have this one. If you know that your friends did not miss it, I mean, if your friends did not catch it, go ahead and tag them so they will not miss it. And again, tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, we have Cardio Hit. And then Friday mornings, we wake up at 6 o'clock a.m. and we have week 4, day 5. So I love you guys. Go ahead and get your rest in so you can have a good day tomorrow. And God bless. Bye.